Come with me and we'll be in a world of select generations. Yes, it's one of these again because they've changed the boxes, haven't they? You can see what's in them now, which ruins the whole game of me just doing a thumbnail like, ooh, what? So you might be able to tell this isn't a new Selects figure. It's one I got off the Kapow sale. It is... It's the Marlboro Man. It's Exhaust. Just noticed actually the flap on his box calls him a Decepticon, but he hasn't got that badge on, has he? That's like the first thing I'm going to go into here with this boy is what was all that about? The whole mercenaries thing, you know? The only other figure that actually has that badge on it is Bug Bite, is that right? I think I might be putting a sticker on there because the whole thing was a pretty wasted concept, wasn't it? Let's be honest. The idea of a mercenary faction and they didn't do Deadlock and Lockdown in it. Waste of time. So let's snip off all the annoying tiny little plastic bits that go all over the floor before I take him out of the box. I've got Cyberverse Sludge in the same order as this, and he's in with the lovely old paper ties, and it was just such a better experience, and they're recyclable and all that as well, aren't they? And it's like all this is just rattling around in there, just microplastics, isn't it? Wonderful. So here he is. First thing that I'm really noticing is yeah, surely they should have given the slightly off white to this guy, the guy who's all about, you know, smoke up and like, yeah, we get it, you vape, hitting that jewel. He's proper shiny gleaming Daz white, and why wasn't Wheeljack like that? I've grown to like the Earthrise Wheeljack quite a lot just because it is Wheeljack, and I like Wheeljack a lot now, but there's a good few things with the mould and that figure that I'm not an enormous fan of, and one of them is the colour that he is, you know? But whatever, here's what it would look like if it was all fresh. And they've given that look to Smoking Advert Man. I'm enjoying that head sculpt. That's very good, yeah. Recently, you know, realised that there is actually art and stuff of the original Wheeljack toy where he just hasn't really got a face, has he? You know, it's like, you look really closely at it. I had a jib on Wheeljack for all of, you know, 5 minutes. It just hasn't got any eyes, has he? It's just a coil around the whole of his face. There's no mouth, there's nothing. It's just that, and they decided to interpret it as like his mouth. But I think it's kind of cool and just weird, isn't it, to think that's just his whole face, and somewhere between some of those lines he kind of looks out at the world through there. And you've got a bit of a vibe with that with Exhaust, because again you can't see his eyes, he's just got this chevron up there. It's cool, it's different, isn't it? Right, I'm going to transform him so we can look at all the weird little badges he's got on his car mode. There we go, it's a good looking car mode, although once again I come to all these sort of ideas, you know, floating around in the back of my head of what Wheeljack should look like, what this car should look like, and I've always just felt it's too flat. This one is too flat, and like there's too much of the sort of edges either side of like the bit where you sit, and it's kind of the wrong shape. Anyway, this one's quite nice. The red and the white is it's a strong deco, it's a strong look. What are all these little decals he's got on here then? Well, one of them is a spelling mistake. Exhuast. I believe this could be the single most niche reference ever put on a Transformer, because I believe it's to do with the original Diaclone one having Marlboro stickers on it like the car would, but they couldn't put Marlboro because of licensing even then. So they misspelt it and put Marlboro. So there's a spelling mistake on the labels of that toy, and that's what that is referencing, I believe. Or maybe they just spelled it wrong and they didn't notice. Anything can happen these days, really, can't it? The other one says Bandit, like Smokey and the. Is that what you're going for there? Very clever. I don't even know what that show is. I've just heard of it before. I'm sure people who we know were actually alive in the 80s actually saw it and might actually get something out of that. It's got 598 on there as well, which I think is the original number that the old one had. I thought they had to change all the racing numbers for some reason. Like they couldn't put Wheeljack's number on him, could they? So don't know what's going on there. It's got a kind of lucky number 7 and like a crown on there as well. and some Japanese text, which I believe would say, let the wiki tell me about that. So there's not as many tiny little things on there to squint at as the previous version had, but I like it. It's good. I'm happy. I'm happy I got that. You know, taking a punt at it for 15 quid certainly feels better. Yeah, I can see why people said this was good last year or so. Well done, mate. You go over there and have a fat rip off your bong or whatever it is you do. That's it for today. I'll be back soon with something that I have just purchased. The orange. Orange is a little bit of a clue. Can you guess? Oh, I'm a bit excited because this is something that I've just never seen, and I know people have got it and they've done videos about it, and I'm always like, oh, I've never seen one of them, have you got one of them? And now I've got one as well. Tune in next time.